Welcome to St. Paul's Evangelical Lutheran Church this Saturday, November 14th. The psalm today is Psalm 90, a prayer of Moses, the man of God. Lord, you have been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever you had formed the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. You turn us back to dust and say, "Turn back, you mortals, for 1,000 years in your sight are like yesterday when it is past, or like a watch in the night." You sweep them away. They are like a dream, like grass that is renewed in the morning. In the morning it flourishes and it is renewed. In the evening it fades and withers. For we are consumed by your anger, by your wrath we are overwhelmed. You have set our iniquities before you, our secret sins in the light of your countenance. For all our days pass away under your wrath. Our years come to an end like a sigh. The days of our life are 70 years, or perhaps 80, if we are strong. Even then, their span is only toil and trouble. They are soon gone, and we fly away. Who considers the power of your anger? Your wrath is as great as the fear that is due you. So teach us to count our days, that we may gain a wise heart. Our second reading is Matthew 12:43-45. When the unclean spirit has gone out of a person, it wanders through waterless regions, looking for a resting place, but it finds none. Then it says, "I will return to my house from which I came." When it comes, it finds it empty, swept, and put in order. Then it goes and brings along 7 other spirits more evil than itself, and they enter and they live there, and the last state of that person is worse than the first. So will it be also with this evil generation. The second reading that we have today is from Ezekiel 7:10-17. See the day, see it comes. Your doom has gone out. Your doom has gone out. The rod has blossomed, pride has budded. Violence has grown into a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor their abundance, nor their wealth, nor preeminence among them. The time has come, the day draws near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all their multitude. For the seller shall not return to what had been sold as long as they remain alive, for the vision concerns all their multitude. It shall not be revoked. Because of their iniquity, they cannot maintain their lives. They have blown the horn and made everything ready. No one goes to battle, for my wrath is upon all their multitudes. The sword is outside, pestilence and famine are inside. Those in the field die by the sword. Those in the city, famine and pestilence devour them. If any survivors escape, they shall be found in the mountains, like doves of the valley, all of them moaning over their iniquity. All hands shall grow feeble, all knees turn to water. The talking of the coming of doom, the talking of the end. And then in Matthew, we see what happens to those who don't change their way and what their iniquities have caused for them at the end. And isn't it strange how it says that they tried to return to where they had come from, but when they come, they bring with them 7 other more wicked than themselves. So they live in torment for the rest of their time. Sad. And then the coming in Ezekiel of the day of doom, the day of judgment, again, signs that if we do not change our ways, if we don't listen to God's teaching, if we don't apply the commandments, if we don't learn how to live together in respect for each other, to recognize each other as fellow human beings, and to share, to show love, compassion, justice, good judgment. All of these are things that have to be taught, really, and shown by practice. It's not something that comes automatically or is easy, actually, because all of us are raised to have certain values that perhaps are based on untruths. And I would say it that way because I think most people don't want to be bad people or people that aren't just. It's just the values on how they weigh the merit of something have somehow gotten askewed. And so it's through our compassion and our kindness that we can most affect change in other people. It's not in harsh action. It's not in severe punishment. It's not in making someone listen. You can't make someone listen to something. But you can certainly, by example, show them how what we believe applies to all lives and can make a difference. One of the things that I had read this week had been called A Simple Note. And I'm going to read this because I think it's an illustration of how we learn to show the Christian way to do things and show compassion to others. It's called A Simple Note. A few words of encouragement in a simple note written by a teacher on a student's composition or on the manuscript of a fledgling writer can make a tremendous difference. That simple positive comment can be like a signpost that points the person in the right direction. Notes of hope spur on one's dreams. Words of faith are like a shot in the arm when it is desperately needed. Who around you deserves or needs a note of approval, an affirmation, or an encouragement, a vote of confidence, or a simple expression of kindness? A simple written note can brighten the receiver's day or motivate him to persevere when things are difficult. It doesn't have to be long. It can even be tacked on to an office report, a student's exam paper, or slipped under someone's morning coffee cup. Make it short and sincere. Add a specific compliment or word of praise. A few lines not only lift the spirit, but can also be kept for the other days when a boost is needed. They can even change a life. And then there is, let us be grateful to people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. That's Marcel Proust. So with that in mind, and let's be kind to one another. And shall we close with a prayer? This is actually the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born in eternal life. So, go in peace, share God's good word, and love one another. I will talk to you again. Have a great day.